The statements made by President Ilham Aliyev during his recent visit to Zangilan have attracted considerable attention in the context of ongoing regional political developments and the broader landscape of international relations. In his address, the head of state referred to the stance adopted by certain international actors against Azerbaijan during the 44-day patriotic war, particularly France, a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. The president's remark once again brings several important questions to the forefront. What interests underpin the anti-Azerbaijan policies pursued by some major powers? What does Azerbaijan's enforcement of UN resolutions through its own capabilities reveal about the effectiveness of international institutions? What conclusions can be drawn from the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe Minsk Group's decades-long failure to produce tangible results? Why does France advocate for peace on the one hand while simultaneously providing military assistance to Armenia on the other? Tural Ganjaliyev, a member of the Milli Majlis of the Republic of Azerbaijan, answered these and other questions.
President Ilham Aliyev's speech in Zangilan was not merely a speech. It was a political verdict against the old system of international diplomacy. Addressing the nation on the birthday of national leader Heydar Aliyev, the head of Azerbaijan state made it unmistakably clear: Azerbaijan has moved from seeking international recognition to defining the terms of its own security and regional future. For nearly 30 years, the OSCE Minsk Group symbolized diplomatic failure and hypocrisy. Today, when this structure has been officially dissolved and has de jure ceased to exist, we can openly say its purpose was never to resolve the conflict. The co-chairs of the Minsk Group merely sought to freeze the situation and legitimize the occupation while trying to convince our people that the conflict supposedly had no military solution. This was a form of a psychological pressure against Azerbaijan. What makes the president's statement particularly sharp is the fact that the group's co-chair countries, I mean Minsk Group co-chair countries, United States, France, and Russia, are nuclear powers and permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Despite possessing immense global power, they ignored their own resolutions for 30 years. We faced a blatant selective approach to international law. Great powers enforce only those decisions that correspond to their geopolitical interests. In 2020, Azerbaijan created a global precedent. We ourselves alone ensured the implementation of the United Nations Security Council resolutions through military force and political will. And it is precisely for this reason that institutions such as Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe and the European Parliament are now attempting to pressure Azerbaijan by adopting absurd resolutions and imposing sanctions. Today, on the site of ruins in Zangilan, a new geoeconomic hub is being built. The president announced the transformation of this district into an international transportation hub. A key element of this architecture will be the Zangezur corridor, which will connect mainland Azerbaijan with Nakhchivan and become part of the Middle Corridor. This is a peace process on our terms. We will no longer allow a status quo to be imposed on Azerbaijan. The era of external control over the South Caucasus has come to an end. Azerbaijan has proven that justice is restored not through words, but through actions. Our message to the world is absolutely clear. We are ready for peace. We offer an agenda of cooperation, but we will remain vigilant as long as ideas of revanchism persist in Armenia.